Hey, alright guys, I'm going to start with the sauce first and then I'm going to cook the pasta after. I just want to really master it. Just a little bit of sunflower oil, not too much. A little bit of butter or margarine, not too much of oil and butter. Very sparing with that. So I'm cooking on the electric stove. I normally like to use the single gas cooker that we've got, but instead I'll just use that. Wait for that to melt. Now in this little bowl here, I've got juice of half a lemon, got some spinach chopped up to the max, some chili paste, ginger, garlic, pink Himalayan salt, ground black pepper, dill, and 1 sugar. Okay, and once this margarine has fully melted, that's when I'll add this in with a little bit of water from the kettle. Hot water, filtered, not tap. Not a very good idea. We only need a little bit. So I'll put that in once I get that going. Now I've pre-chopped some broccoli. And you dice up the broccoli. So it's just practically going to be a broccoli and spinach kind of a pasta dish. And we've got spiral pasta. We ran out of the spaghetti, so now we've only got the spiral left, the large spiral. So I'm going to be using that. So now that that's fully melted, now we add this in. It's also got dill as well. Yeah. And we got about 3 spinach cubes that have already been pre-chopped, but I made sure I took it out much earlier on today for it to be thawed. We'll let that sizzle for a little bit before we add in the water. You can also add a splash of red or white wine, but I've decided not to do that for this particular pasta dish for this time round. And then you only add a little bit of cream towards the end. But yeah, you've got to get that going first. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. Now it's time to add in a little bit of warm water. It doesn't have to be piping hot, but just at least warm. And then you add that in, and then you let that really cook and sizzle. The ginger paste and the garlic and the chili to give it a bit of heat, and ground black pepper. I would have added white pepper as well, and I would have added a hint of sage in there, but sadly we ran out of the sage. So instead it's just got the dill, and we don't have any chives either. It's meant to have dill, chives and sage, but it doesn't matter because it's still going to, taste as good. And you really let it infuse, especially when you put in the cream. Let it infuse. Really cook it for a while. Slowly add water as it's reducing. Keep a close eye on it. And this should take about 30 to 40 minutes for me to master this sauce. And then when it's the right time, which I know when, I'll chuck in the diced broccoli. We've nearly ran out of green beans and only got a small serving of that left. So when Dad gets back from the hospital, we're going to have to do some shopping, get some more broccoli, green beans, fresh carrots, a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, let that cook. Wait, what do you want, Missy? You're annoying me again. Oh, she loves to annoy me. That's cheeky for you. Sorry about the steam. Okay, now it needs more water, and that's about it. And then just let that cook and do its thing. I'll be back in a second. Now, this is the cream I'm going to be using, but I'm not going to be using all of it. I'm only going to be using, just a teeny weeny bit, maybe that much. And I won't put that I'll only put that towards the end. Once this sauce is done, I'm going to take it off the pilot, quickly fill up the pot with hot water, put some pink Himalayan salt in it. Once it's boiled, you've got to add the salt, and then we'll cook the spiral. And I'll show you exactly which spiral. It's the this one. So I'll be cooking and using that. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm going to put it on that side. And then in the meantime, oh shit, I've forgotten to add something very important. Must add 1/4 teaspoon of Dutch cinnamon. Hang on. Now, people might out there be like, what the fuck? Why are you putting Dutch cinnamon in? Well, Apparently it's very good with boosting your metabolism, but it gives the pasta dish such a beautiful flavour. Oh my God, you've got no idea. I put it in every single pasta dish I make. I always put 1/4 teaspoon because that's all you really need. And yeah, it just tastes absolutely amazing. And I've forgotten to add that in earlier on, so lucky I remembered now. Very soon it's nearly ready to add in the broccoli. Nearly. I just need this to cook a little longer. I'm going to lower it down a little bit. I'm going to lower it down to number 4. Because when the broccoli goes in, it needs to cook slowly and gently. And I'll show you exactly how much. It's about that much diced. So it's about 4 large, decent sized broccoli spears, okay? Diced up real fine. Oh, chica, come on. Stop being silly. Now it's time to add in the broccoli. And then I've got to add in some more water. Just bear with me for a second. I'll be back. Okay, I've added a little bit more water in there, and I'm just going to let that cook and do its thing for a good 5-6 minutes. And then that's when I add in the cream. You can also add a little bit of cheese if you want to, but that's got to infuse now. And the broccoli's going to be tender, but not too soft, because it's going to cook further a little bit later on, so it doesn't need to be cooked 100% right through properly. So just till it's tender, and then we'll finish itself off. Oh yeah, baby. I'll be back soon.